Okay.
Ah,
Yes.
perfect.
The call
So
continues.
I thank you so much for this great answer, brother Prophet Atta. And this shows also to me uh, what is the reason why I cannot meet God right now, or one of the reasons, maybe. And what is also an answer for all of us on this earth. I mean, it doesn't matter which religion you are. If you say, I'm Christian, I don't want to go to anybody else. I don't want to come to know anybody's teaching. I just want to be with my Bible, with Jesus. Or if you say, I'm Muslim, I wanna praise Allah. I want to pray to Allah, and I don't want to get to know anybody, anything else. Then just put in your mind this creator, it doesn't matter how you call him, he wants you to love him. And not because he's arrogant or so, because he knows that the love of God is the key for all happiness, for everlasting bliss, for everlasting uh, peace, joy, freedom. Yes, how you can be free if you are filled with darkness, yeah, if you are limited to one particular dimension, when you have not the light of God inside Himself, He can only give you the light when you have a living relationship in love with Him. And then it only stays inside your spirit. Um, this is that's really amazing. Thank you so much for this answer. And I want to come back to one specific topic, what you said, Brother Julian, right before Brother Atta. You was talking about um, that the people, the religious people, they just believe. They believe that there is God, that there is a life after death, and so on. And I'm not putting my fingers on that. I just say this is good, but this is just the first step. We should believe in God and in life after death. Yeah, or at least we should be open that there could be something like. I mean, we don't know this. We can only see so far in our life. I mean, look, I need glasses that I can see even like 20 meters. And thinking, we can only think until these things we can see. Yeah. Nowadays, okay, we have these like these big telescopes like Hubble and how these others all are called, the new ones. I forgot the name, but they can even see further than the Hubble telescope. And we understand more and more about our galaxy, about our universe, actually. But still, like, we don't have enough answers. Who is our creator and how we can come to know him? So, and there is this wrong approach from science to come to know the source of all existence, that we search inside the creation and how the things came into being, how the things are functioning. But the question that rises is, why is it actually there? Why does the universe exist? Why does life exist? How comes that we can live? Why is it like that? Yeah. And the answer of that is just simply out of love. God created us out of love. And what really I just make this one more point and then I give it up to you. So the interesting thing is believe. Yeah. Okay. We believe. That's the first step. We should believe in some higher power, in God, let's say, or in the divine, and that we can have actually these observations, that we can hear the voice of God, the voices of spirits of the spiritual world that is guiding us, that we can see them, that we can see God, and that we can make our own spiritual experiences. Um, these are the things that are beyond belief. When we have these kind of encounters or these observations, these spiritual experiences, then we do not longer believe only, we know already. We saw it with our own eyes. And this is where belief ends and spirituality starts, and religion ends and spirituality starts. Religion is just the way for us to guide us to get to a higher level. But when we are just like trapped in our religion, in our little religious cage that we say, oh, it's only like that, only it's Jesus is God and he died for us on the cross, or when we say only what is standing in the Quran or in any other religious book, I don't care which one you take, or which you believe, all they have something good inside, yeah. But we should not limit ourselves to that what is written inside these books, because God is beyond every book, yeah, even beyond our red book what we were showing here, yeah. This is a guidance to come to know God the deepest level, and then we should start our own experiences, yeah, our own relationship with God, and should search more and more for God.
Yes, thank you so much. I think there you touched on one very interesting subject, namely the topic of limiting ourselves. And I
Hmm.
meet this in terms of belief, in terms of also um, openness to new ideas, and I also meet it in my own life in various degrees. Um, but on regarding the subject of belief is a very interesting one. As you said, I agree that it's not a bad thing to believe. In fact, it's a very essential thing to make new experiences, to be optimistic, to have this positive belief that there is something new to explore, there's something new to experience, and also there is some way to come closer to this what your love is aiming for. And
Hmm.
when I talk to some religious people, it's like they are setting up this artificial wall for their love, and they're saying, no, only this far and not further. Yes.
Ah,
They're saying,
yes,
yes, I
yes.
believe in God, but I believe I cannot meet him. So I ask, what kind of belief is this? Is this a kind of
Hmm.
belief which will bring me closer to God, or is this kind of belief something which will put up a wall between me and God? So I
Wow.
say this kind of belief doesn't help me because
Hmm.
it's like it's saying, yeah, you can come so close to God, but not further. Yes, maybe you can hear God, but no, you cannot see him. So yes, I'm very much a proponent for just an optimistic belief, to be positive, so that we are inspired to make new experiences, to grow, and to be open.
Yes. And
If
you're
we
also a
just
scientist.
sorry, just one more point.
Yes.
When we look back in history and read the life story of the prophets of the past, this is also something we re-encounter in their life. That they were not just repeating the teaching they read in some book. No, they were searching for something more. They were searching for some deeper answers,
Hmm.
and which brought them to this point where they discovered something new, actually. Yes.
Wow. I just want to say this shortly. Um, First, what you said that really I never thought about this kind, like in this way, that this is limiting the love of these religious people, that they actually limit their love themselves. Um,
Yeah, it's like yes, some woman is
Crazy.
writing you a love letter, and then afterwards she's calling you, and you say, "No, no, I don't want to meet you. I already have this letter. Yes, I'm
Yes,
reading
yes,
this letter
yes, yes,
all
yes.
day. Yes, what?
Yes, yes.
what?
Great.
Yeah,
Man, this is
it's a
great, great, great.
strange attitude.
That's a great point of view. And you're also from a scientist background, as far as I know. Or
Yes,
so
yes,
that you
yes. I studied
believing,
physics.
yes, believing is not like is not a contradiction to science, or
Quite the contrary is a very essential part of it. Also in science, we make a hypothesis in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. Yeah, we have some observations and then we hypothesize about how we think things are working.
Mm-hmm.
And we find an expression for our understanding in the form of some formula, most usually. And then we test this hypothesis, make some new experiments, and then see if they are in line with our
Mm.
understanding. And then if this is not the case, then we have to leave this belief behind and find some new way to think about things. So we
Wow,
cannot
yeah.
we cannot really prove anything in science, but we can test our own understanding and find out maybe where we are going wrong.
Yes, I think it's like when we to the regard of science, we can only like how is this word actually like um we can prove it only when we see it. Like when we put in chemics, like two substances together, if we have this hypothesis or this theory about what will happen, and this is our belief at first, but when we put it together, then we see the result, and then we know actually what happened. What is our theory? That's how I, for example, explain it to the people on the street. And I'm also coming from the humanities background of science, and also earlier on, when I was still in school, I had the A grades in um, now the advanced courses in biology and nutrition sciences. So I'm also a little bit familiar with this kind of regards and also chemistry and so on. And as we know, evolutionary theory is only just a theory. Yeah, it's how we explain the world, how we believe it might have happened. But when we really see it with spirituality, with our own senses, yeah, because our senses are the things that we can rely on, that we can trust on. Usually, I mean, when a car, a red car, let's say, is coming on the street and you're just passing this on the road, you're standing on the road and you see this car, you better jump off the road, otherwise you will be a nice red pudding, also red, you know. Um, so, but if you say, "Oh no, I don't trust my own senses," yeah, then
Yeah, I
you
mean,
have
also in physics, measurement instruments
yes,
can be faulty, of course, and also our physical senses they can be defective. Yes, our eyes maybe sometimes don't work. I also have these
yes,
glasses, yes, and
yeah,
then there are people who cannot see certain colors, and or people like me also who cannot hear so well. All of this is there, but it's it's my own limitation, yes. And in science, it's also a similar thing. We're taking certain things for granted, and these observations which we're making, those are the foundation of the science we're
Mm.
making. So um,
Yes,
their
and this
reality
is
is essentially
yes.
reality is the ultimate test for those formulas which we build. And this is why it's important to make new experiments, to actually do science, not to just think about things. We can think a lot and we can make up many beautiful theories, and it's in science the same thing as for spirituality. Yes, I can make many imaginations about God, about the spiritual world, about angels and dimensions or parallel universes. I can make many such thoughts, but if there's no actual experiences which connect to that. It's like,
Yes.
okay, I have a beautiful theory, but I have no connection with this reality. It's like this reality is not even there because I have no way to perceive any of it.
Exactly, and that's the point I was going to head on. Like, um, we can, okay, if even if our senses are not functioning very well, we can trust in the way that they are not functioning very well. Maybe we are blind or we cannot see so far, but we know that we are limited in this way, but we can rely on our other senses, for example, that we can hear this car, yeah, or when it hits us, then we can feel it. But so what I wanted to say is when we see this car and we jump off the road, um, then we know like when we see it, we know what to do, you know? And this is how we can also trust our spiritual senses. When we see something, I mean, when we really see it, when we see, for example, the light of God, or if we see uh, maybe an angel appearing in front of us. Or let's just start simple. We start with dreams when we see a very like a dream that really strikes us, where we have to wake up and we see, oh, wow, what is that? That kind of brings a revolution to our life. This is the first step. But when we also come to the point that we wake up during our dream and the dream goes on, yeah, then we know, okay, there is something. When we see these dimensions, yeah, maybe Prophet Atta, you can tell us more about this due to your um, greater experience on this field, what you have. You had many millions or many hundred thousands of spiritual experiences and observations. I just had a little few in comparison to that. So why am I talking? You should talk,
No,
please.
thank you so much. I was listening very. My whole interest is in this because we got together to bring our individual thoughts because we offering to mankind that each and every individual can have their own experiences. But I'll go back to uh, the conversation was started with from Brother Julian about the belief. What is belief system and why mankind was falling? It's like a positivity, a positive behavior to know something. Even in science, even in spirituality, we are living in external universe for such a short time, and we have more than enough witnesses and observation than people before us who has spiritual experiences before. So we know both uh, uh, lives are existing, spiritual life exists, and external life we're living now. So, but for my reason was from my beginning of searching the truth that why these all religions and these ideologies has contradictions. If it's from the same creator, it should be the same
Mm.
pattern. Even for different culture, different language, that should be okay. But how can be
Yeah.
one prophet's ideology is totally different, other prophet's ideology is different, actually contradicted.
Hmm.
And they are contradicting to each other through their own holy books and the doctrines they have through those books. So for that, I was searching deeply that even these religious and these foundations, they could not satisfy to each other. They could not answer enough to the mankind, to themselves about Creator. I should be the one who should know my Creator myself. I should be asking Him. And that was the same pattern what Brother Julian was actually mentioning. Actually, those people, the prophets in the history, they were searching truth themselves. They were searching for it. They was asking God. They was trying to look out of the box. So through our teaching of Messiah Zaid Khan, it's totally clear, no confusion. Every answer has been explained in a most easiest and simplest way, like the parents talk to the kids. We won't make them complications. Who God is, why we came from the spiritual world, what we was doing there, why we are on earth for such a short time, and where we're gonna go. This is all about science, about spirituality. Way how it's gonna work together, where they're gonna stand. Everything's written in so details, and why it's so important for us to know about our spiritual life. What is life after death? The reason why we think, not because of we have consciousness, are we curious about things. We deserve to know the truth. Why we are spiritually blind? What has happened? What could have happened? What can happen to us after we die? Because this very simple ideology. We love so many people in our life, so many loved ones, our own parents, our children, and somebody when he dies, we never get him back. We don't know where is he,
Mm.
but we invested so much love with him. Why we even love someone? He's gonna, oh, it's emotional chemicals in your brain. No, that's not explanation. Science has to be also based on not only theory, practical. And spirituality also has to be not based on ideology, has to be on practical. So that's how they can work together. And the last thing I will add it here, through the teaching of Masah Zaid Khan, that many of the prophets in the history and the spiritual guides, they had experienced the truth, but still then they misunderstood the reality of the truth, the expression of the truth, and they could not explain, and this explained symbolically, many of them, and some of them they totally misguided through their own experiences. For that, it's also important to not only know spirituality but grow in spirituality too, because spiritual world, we talk about angels, other beings, they have different spiritual growth, and when they compress their version of truth according to human growth, they try their best to make it much more easier for us. And we still misunderstood. It's like a dog watching to the moon, and we have nothing, no spiritual foundation from mankind to the spiritual world. There are some people from 100, 200 years we find, and then we just lose them. But this time, what we have opportunity is that each and every one of us can meet our Creator directly. It's like it's a very easy answer. The Creator uh, gave to Messiah Zayed Khan that if some spiritual world is my home, yeah, I'm a spiritual being too. Of course, in our next episode, we will talk about God. It's just the topic we are mixing up to, but we're gonna bring an offering to mankind. But if somebody really wanna visit me to my home, I'm a spiritual being. Spiritual world is my actual home, and this external life is a temporary. So if somebody wants to visit my home, he should just simply knock the door.
Mm.
He should just ask, knock the door, I will open the door for him. It's like my best friend, when he comes knock the door, my door's always open for him. But if somebody try to cross the wall and try to jump in my house without my permission or with the wrong motivations, I'll make sure that my house is safe. So the Creator is welcoming us. He wants us to be part of His love and countless spiritual growth and gifts. But if we're not ready, if we still have fallen nature, if we don't harmonize ourselves with the offering what He's giving us from countless time and dimensions, so you will not be able to open those doors, because it's we always say we trust God, we trust God, we should trust God. But sometimes we should also think that God really trusts us or not. He should also
Mm.
be, we should be also be able, that our Creator should be able to trust us very much that we our loyalties belong to him. He can he can yeah, I would love to give another short example that sometime my father used to give me a when I was young in a school. I wanted to drive a car. Many times he refused to give me the key. And it took me long to convince him. I wake up every morning, I make him see that I'm cleaning the car, I'm shining the tires. I showed him my interest every day, many years. I'm interested, Father, I'm interested to drive. I really love it. And I used to go and touch the, like steering wheel and take the pictures with old phones. And he was aware of it, but he didn't trust me that time. One day, when I won his trust, then the key was always there. He told me, don't ask me all the time, just take the key and go wherever you need to go. So it's important to know that is our creator trust us, like our parents, they trust us, yes, then we do many things and they know. So this is a simple example I wanted to bring it. And we can
Wow.
only learn about God through God. And this divine teaching, what Messiah Zahid Khan has from the Creator directly giving him the truth of himself, truth about the spiritual world, influenced people in the past who still people are following, and other countless creations too. So, so we know God through God. And we are thankful to Masa Zaid Khan that one of the most common mistake which has happened in the previous, I'll say in the mankind history, that the prophets could not reveal the whole amount of truth. And mankind will be thankful in the future to Masa Zaid Khan that he has revealed each and every detail and truth from spiritual world to mankind, so that ideal world can come to reality the way always creator wanted. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me opportunity. I hope I didn't
Oh,
miss any part. Could explain. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for this answer. I wanted to ask you, how shall we knock the door? But then what you said after that there are also many fallen habits inside of us and all these things that hold us away from God, that keep us away from everything what we said afterwards. It wiped all the questions in my mind away. And with regard to the time, I would say we should end it up here with your great ending. I would say lecture. I just say lecture because, in the lack of another better word. So thank you so much for this profound spiritual talk. And I pray for each one of us and for all of our brothers and sisters in the world, um, that we come to know God through God Himself, through our Creator. And I just, as you said, this teaching comes from God directly. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. But you should check it. Just read it. Read it or listen to it. There are also audiobooks. I mean, you will not lose anything. And in the worst case, you just know your enemy a little bit better. See it like that. So you will all also, you will just have a win-win situation. Thank you so much. And yeah, God bless you.
Yes, thank you so much, both of you, and thank you so much to all of our listeners online.
Thank you, Brother Julian. Thank you, Brother Prophet Sandra. I would like to add something very little before we leave.
Of course you
It's
can.
very important just to say goodbye to our listeners. Uh, I mentioned the fire of love. that loving deeply, intensively to our Creator. Why it's important? There was a time when Creator said to Messiah Zaid Khan that sometimes I burn the fire in someone's heart, in heavens, and sometimes the fire is not there, I leave, and sometimes I burn the fire and then I leave, and I don't come back. Even the fire is there, but I don't come back. I wait for that fire can burn more.
Mm,
It leads us the intentions of Creator that spiritual growth has no limit. The love of God, a fire of love, has no limit. It has to be increased and increased, and it will be always increased. The way Creator wants us to come in oneness with us, it's a burning, uh, a decision of every individual that I want to be with my Creator. And that's how it will start. And this book of Messiah Zayed Khan will guide us, help us, just as it's already helping thousands of people around the world every year. They're meeting their own Creator, they're having the possibilities to know Him more deepest way. And the countless stories and they not only spiritual uh, dreams, visions, uh, the earlier stages during the day in external life while we are awake, we're not sleeping. Creator, Heavenly Father, I'm talking about Allah, you call Him, whatever name. Come, He knocks the door of your building, your house, your room. And we have many stories, people alive on earth from many, like 4 or 5 decades with Messiah Zayed Khan in Germany, all around the world. Creator came, He knocked the door, the man opened the door, a woman, a child opened the door, and they embraced the Creator. They talked to Him, they hugged Him, they shed tears with Him because God is a visible God. He always been. And
true.
just when we put the fire of love in our heart, it takes our curtains away from our blindness and ignorance because God was always a visible God. Thank you so much for giving me this last opportunity to just add it more into. Thank
Yes,
you.
and he also always want to meet us. He's like a pa true parents who wants to meet their children. Like when you have children and you couldn't see your child for 30 years or so when they get missed or for some other reason, you just want to you're burning inside to meet this child, and this child is burning inside to meet you. So this is absolutely logical. And if we say Christians say Heavenly Father, so then they should actually see it like that, like really their father who wants to meet them, like parents want to meet their children. That's absolutely logical. And yes, thank you for this burning words of love at the end.
Thank you, both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for that. Thanks.
And maybe Brother Julian, you have the TikTok. Did you see any questions or so from
Uh,
our listeners? Maybe we
Not
can
so
go on to
much,
that.
not so much today.
Yeah.
A couple of questions came about the picture of God, which I'm sharing here also on TikTok, but I think those people have since left.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I saw it just they're a little bit um intimidated by that. No, not intimidated, that's the wrong word. Well, never mind. It's late already, and um yes, we should come to an end.
Yes, but I'm very much
S-
looking forward to continue this conversation soon. Maybe next
Yes.
Wednesday would be an opportunity. We will see.
Yeah, if this is okay for you, Wednesday would be fine. Or we will find another solution. We will talk, and I'm great to have you here. Maybe we can also invite some more people who are interested to be our guests. And but I was I am delighted with you both uh, people. wonderful human beings I know already for a few years, to have you here in this podcast and to make this together with you. Thank you so much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. God bless you,
Thank
Brother
you.
Julian, Brother
God bless
Professor.
all of you.
Good night.
God bless all
Thanks,
of
Good
you.
everyone.
night.
Good night.
Yes.